farmers,
Yeah. Let's look ahead to your argument. You agree with the demand for MSP, but the debate now is how is this to be given? So one model is a 5-year MSP. That's what the government offered. The farmer said no. You have, and I want to just bring up those graphics. I was looking at your column in the Express with a lot of interest. You come up, so there was another model. People said make the market pay. You said that's not tenable. You come up with what you called a PDP, a price deficiency payment. Very simply, and please correct me if I'm wrong because I'm not an expert at this, but what I've understood is it basically means that if there is a gap between the agreed minimum support price and what the market is offering, the government guarantees the difference. Am I paraphrasing this correctly?
That's right.
So can you explain how this would work?
Yeah. So actually the US and other countries had this particular system of a price deficiency payment, and according to me, one of the biggest advantages of this system is that it will stimulate setting up of mandis, So say, for example, you go to Bihar. Okay, Bihar is probably, is one of India's leading maize producers. Okay, but they don't have mandis. Okay, and all the farmer sells, it's all entirely to aggregators, and he gets his payment in cash. Okay, there is no recorded transaction, nothing. Okay, whereas what I have in mind is a system where where whatever where a farmer sells, and every transaction will be recorded, and we move away from cash, and this is something which is very dear to our Prime Minister himself. You go into formalization of the agriculture trade, and digitization. That is, every transaction should be recorded, and once I know how much a farmer has sold, at what price, I can just pay the gap between what he has realized and what is the minimum support price. So the government doesn't have to stock, it doesn't have to do anything. It just allows the private trade to continue as before, and you just pay the gap. And plus, what I have in mind is, center can make the payment, but the hard work, that is setting up the mandis, recording transactions, everything has to be done by the state governments. Okay. Tomorrow, if this system is put in place, so probably the states the states farmers who will benefit would probably be Punjab, would probably be Haryana, would probably be Madhya Pradesh, to some extent Gujarat. Gujarat has some excellent APMC mandis in places like Rajkot, Amreli, etc. Okay, so we should move to a formalization of this agriculture trade. So this will give an opportunity, and I believe this is what we should do, and this is what many advanced countries actually did at some time. So I don't see a reason why India cannot do this. Yeah.
So there's been a lot of debate over what a legal MSP would cost. You're actually saying that, and those figures I've seen range from 8 lakh crores to 17 lakh crores and so on. The costing of this, the model that you're suggesting would be very different. Have you done any numbers? Is there any estimated annual cost?
See, I'm not sure. In my article, I never talked about a legal MSP. Okay.
So I want to. So sorry. I want to understand this. When you say in your model that the government pays the difference between the MSP and what the market is offering, how is this a guarantee? What the farmers are asking for is a guaranteed entitlement, right? So how do you guarantee this?
Yeah. So guarantee is a very tricky thing. Suppose I'm a farmer in, say, Mandsaur. Okay.
Yeah.
And I say that I have a right to an MSP. Okay, so I can tell the subdivisional magistrate or the district collector that, look, I didn't get an MSP, and you better guarantee it to me. So that becomes very tricky. Whether it should become a legal right. Whereas I think what the government should do is exactly how to make MSP more effective. Okay,
but if you don't guarantee it, that is where the difference is. The farmers want a law. As I understand it, the farmers want a kanun. Unko kanun chahiye. They want a law which basically guarantee, right? You are saying, or you seem to be agreeing with the government on one point, that a guarantee is not possible. Am I correct?
Yeah, see, a guaranteed thing is very difficult to. I mean, see, if any government will instinctively, reject this demand.
Yeah.
कि MSP मेरा हक है. Because see, if anything becomes a right, then it goes to courts. Then it is enforceable by law. Okay, that becomes a little tricky. Whereas what I would say is that we should start giving more we should start giving MSP to more and more crops and in more and more regions. And the way it can be done is through price deficiency payment. I